Here from the shackles of the English/Norman crown. And the interesting part of the whole story is that in 1405 a French army landed at Pembrokeshire in support of Owain Glyndwr, and that army marched with about 1,000 Welsh soldiers. We think there was 1,000 French soldiers. They marched all the way through West Wales, South Wales, on through to Gloucester, and then went to a place known as Woodbury Hill. Now at Woodbury Hill, the chroniclers tell us that for 9 days Henry IV and Owain Glyndwr's armies faced each other. But there is some talk of a real field battle taking place at Woodbury Hill, and it ended in a draw. But it's likely in that battle Owain Glyndwr himself was killed. That left the brothers of Owain Glyndwr and his son and his sons and his allies to retreat back to Wales with the French to try and make sense of the situation, because Owain Glyndwr is naturally the figurehead of the rebellion. From that moment onwards, Owain Glyndwr is not really heard of. Owain Glyndwr doesn't fight any more battles because, hence, I believe he was killed at the Battle of Woodbury. On the army retreating back to Wales with the French decide to head back to West Wales, to head back to France, and with about 800 to 1,000 men, they started to retreat towards Usk, towards this area. They started to head towards Usk from the northeast. But it's likely that the Welsh, who were supporting the English and the Normans here, were well prepared for the retreat of what's left of Owain Glyndwr's army. And the thought of the leaders of Owain Glyndwr's army, the brother of Owain Glyndwr, who's known as Tudor ap Griffith, and the son of Owain Glyndwr, Griffith ap Owen, and the abbot John, gather their armies in this vicinity, ready to assault any English army that's thrown at them. They think they're surprising Usk, but because of the English have allies who are actually Welsh on their side, they've been tipped off. They're well prepared for this army encroaching onto northeast Usk. And the Battle of Pwll Melyn was a complete rout for the Welsh. It's likely that the Welsh army was practically annihilated. The abbot, who was a great friend of Owain Glyndwr, was killed in the battle. The church, the Welsh no longer had a firm ally in the church, represented by the abbot John. And Owain Glyndwr's brother was killed in the battle, Tudor, and his son was also killed. And the remaining part of the Welsh army retreated to the north and towards the west, and they were cut down with great brutality. It's said that 300 of the men consisting what was left of the Welsh army surrendered, and every single one of them found themselves being beheaded at the gates of Usk Castle. The history of the battle was written about by an individual known as Adam of Usk. Adam of Usk told of the great calamity that befell the independence movement for the Welsh people. For the next 4 years, there was great hardship for the Welsh people. Owain Glyndwr's army, what was left of it, retreated towards Snowdonia and Harlack Castle. In the year 1409, Owain Glyndwr's wife and his children and his great former favourite of the English crown, now a great friend of the Welsh cause, Mortimer, were all captured in the castle at Harlack to be taken to the Tower of London, and who knows what happened to Owain Glyndwr's wife. Some of his children did actually survive. His daughter married a famous Lord Scudamore, so she survived, and some of his offspring did survive down the generations. But surprisingly enough, as the feats go, the Battle of Pwll Melyn is remembered by the people of Usk as a battle where the Welsh were defeated. It's celebrated here. We don't celebrate the Battle of Cowbridge, where the English army was annihilated. And a few things more about this wonderful landscape. It's known as the Battle of Pwll Melyn after a large pond, a large pool that had existed back in the period of the 1400s. And it's known as Pwll Melyn because the water was stagnant. The water was stagnant and was seen to always be a horrible, mucky yellow colour. And it was in the middle of a marsh. There's only part of the original pool left today, and it's said that when it was being dug out in the 1800s, in the pool they found a large number of human remains, and those human remains must be some of those at the Battle of Pwll Melyn. For me, the Battle of Pwll Melyn is something not to be remembered for what happened that day. But that's another story. Are there any questions?